Alright, so here's the border VOD review. So, you're dead, it's a 2 versus 5. No map control has been taken, so overall, what I can say here is your team went in without a strat, they didn't drone, and they got gunned down because of it. And yeah, that's really, I don't have to see it, that's what happened. How many bodies are out there? Okay, just 2. Okay, so you're going ventilation workshop. It is down one. It is 1-to-1, and now you're going downstairs. So operator selection. Let's talk about all of them. So Capcan, he's loved in the gold rank because people don't like to drone. If you learn how to drone, he's basically useless. If you run Twitch, who knows what she's doing? He's basically useless. And if you throw enough Thatchers near sight, he's useless. And if you run an IQ, he's useless. Clash. She is somebody who is literally I believe on paper she's the worst operator when it comes to actually playing, when it comes to people playing her. However, she's good in Pro League because in Pro League people know how to back each other up. They play as a team. A Clash by herself is basically just someone asks. It's Monty's little brother who was never as good as him and would always try to be as good, but would always just get like beaten up because of it. So no one likes Clash. Then you have Smoke. It's a Smoke. He is literally one of the best operators in the game. He, I think in Pro League, had like an 80% pick rate for a reason. He brings utility, he has good guns, and he's a very flexible operator. Then Kaboom is on Dock. You go Dock if you're going to frag out. So if Kaboom frags, he can go Dock. If he doesn't, he needs to go someone else. And then you on Legion. Legion overall is a good operator. I'm not really, on this site, there's not really much else you can go. However, there are others, but it's kind of an off-site hold stuff, which I can show you in a, when we get, actually I don't think I even can show you because I don't think you go upstairs in this one. Anyway. Ventilation workshop.
Protect the bombs.
So, first thing you do is throw down a goo mine. There's no reason for that to be the first thing you do. They're gonna be droning. They're gonna know that goo mine is there, and you go pick it up. So you've wasted 10 seconds of the time you have, which is that's not good. You at least know to get the impact hole up. However, there are no reinforcements, and 20 seconds have been left. I want to see what this dock is reinforcing.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, so this right here is kind of bad because this... damn it, come on. Dang, can I not use this on here? Dang, I can't. Hold on. I can't be full screen if I want to use this thing. Okay, so the issue comes from this wall right here. If it is not reinforced, you can open this up literally from outside and it cuts off a very large amount of the map. So with this open, a large amount of the site. So with this open, and if they take bathroom control and this is open, they can go for a free plant in this position because this hatch right here is reinforced, so you're not playing hatches, and so because of that you're going to have someone try and contest that angle or an angle just down here to the left of you. However, if someone's planting right here, you're not going to see them, and if you have one person holding this angle, one person holding this angle in bathroom, so basically this person's holding that angle, this person's holding over there, this person can plant for free, and then once that's done, this guy can be holding in officers and just fall back. This guy can just fall back and hold an angle, and this person can go and start holding the angle over here. So really that's the issue with not having this wall reinforced. So if you are going to open up that, you're going to be wanting to play in this area, because if you are not hard holding bathroom with this, with that rotate hole being made, it is going to screw over your team because you're not gonna be able to hold this room over here, and you can't hold main lobby. So the enemy can easily just walk into here, and then if they walk in the bathroom, they now have sight line into the objective, and they have a rotate hole.
Op 4 has located a bomb.
I'll stop you right here.
That was a bad goo mine. You need to work on your throws a bit because that one's going to do absolutely nothing. With the positioning that you threw it... Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. I had to check on something. Well, I didn't have to check on something. Someone came in. Anyway, this goo mine right here is bad because it's all the way over here, and if someone enters... I understand, you're kind of trying to make it so that if they enter through the doorway right there, then they'll get hit by it. However, if someone enters from the door right here, swings over, they're not going to hit this goo mine. So this thing is basically useless. If you should have put it roughly right there, and then you keep this one here, keep this one here, and then this entire hallway is now safe because of it, because you can just be playing over here in this bunker area, because if they try and walk in through here, they hit this goo mine. If they try and walk in through here, they hit the goo mine. If they try and walk through here, they hit the goo mine. And this one's kind of like a last resort type thing where you can you might be able to catch them off guard a little bit if you actually if you actually are in the situation you have to take the gunfight. So the position you're holding right here is kind of weird, but it's not really a good position to hold, mainly because if somebody peeks, when someone peeks this door right here, you're going to get gunned because you have no cover where you're sitting. They're going to see 80% of your body, and you're going to see less of theirs. And the other thing to note, head level is right here. You're aiming at, like, if they're crouching. However, you're not gonna... If someone's peeking this, they should be at head level in this general area. So if they're aiming at head level and you're not, you're gonna lose the fight. So this is... Instead, you should be trying to play either right here or inside of here, or you shouldn't even be playing inside the bathroom at all. In my opinion, you shouldn't be playing bathroom at all because there's no real safe place to sit. Like, unless you have a shield in front of you, I would highly recommend, I'd highly not recommend standing in here, because right now you're kind of just looking a little lost.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
I'm ready for you bastards.
So I'd say work on your goo mine throws a little bit because they're off just a little bit from where you would really want them to be, where it's still possible for the enemy to go around them. I'm gonna fast forward, see what happens. Okay, so I can't do that. So you get bored and you head back to site. Now one thing is, there's a drone right here. You have to be able to notice little things like that. That might be because you're playing on a higher graphics than you should be. Like, if you really want to be playing at the best graphics, put everything to low except shadows, put that on medium. And that's the best graphics settings. And then, this is bad from the Twitch. This is why I say don't, like, one, it's a Twitch who hit a cap can, and two, she walked into sight with she crouch walked into sight with no information at all, and you gunned her down because of it. However, one thing to note is, if you're just running. You're running. And that's bad, because if somebody was holding this angle right here, aiming at where you are now, and that's a common thing to hold. People will destroy the wall right here just to get that angle. So if somebody's holding that angle, you're going to get gunned. And then the next thing to notice is your team, you have these two playing above. However, nobody's playing inside the B bomb site. So if the enemy team was smart, and I'm not sure if they have kill holes set up or not. If they do, then depending on the kill hole can change a lot of things. However, if the enemy team sees that, okay, there's only a Legion in sight and all we have to do is hold an angle right here, then we can just run in through the doorway right here, at which point you only have this rotate hole to go through because someone can hold this doorway from outside. So really, this is kind of just a bad setup from your team when it comes to actually holding it, because you have no information about whether or not someone is actually going to be here. Now, what you should have done is you should have put a goo mine down kind of underneath this window as well as in that doorway, because that will tell you 100% whether or not someone is in the B-bomb site, without a doubt. And because of that, you don't have to worry about checking if someone's holding an angle right here or if somebody's just walked into sight. And the only angle you're going to have to worry about is this one right here. So really, you're lucky that the Twitch isn't that good, because if she was, she would have gunned you down and she wouldn't have had to tank a Claymore. However, you get the kill on her because she's crouch walking into sight. Okay, so right now you're kind of exposing yourself a little bit when you shouldn't be, because you're exposing yourself to the doorway on the right and the doorway behind you. And at that point, that's not good, because it's not good. You're exposing yourself to angles, no shit. But there are areas of this room you can hold which can be safe. Primarily, what I'm talking about is the cubby area right here. You can hold inside of here, and it is a very powerful position, because the only way they can really shoot you is from the hatch. However, you have people playing above, so that's not an issue. This goo mine, you probably want to try and throw it right about there next time. But if they can't enter, if you threw the goo mine here, then they can't enter through here without you knowing about it. So this is the only angle they could contest you at, really. And you can just hold an angle there. You can then play for sound cues for if someone drops, and then you can throw a door. Okay, that was a bad goo mine. That was a wasted one. And that right there. So that's kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to overexposing yourself. If you look, you got a confirmed kill. That means that you killed someone who was downed. This guy died because there was a cap can trap right here on this window that he didn't drone out and he didn't shoot. And if 2 minutes have passed, this thing, 9 out of 10 times, it should be gone. It should not be a factor. So if he jumped in there, he could have gunned you down easily. However, there was a cap can that downed him, and that is what saved your life right there. So now you look a little confused when it comes to what you need to hold. And, I mean, really right now, the main thing you have to be worried about is a person walking in through the doorway roughly right here. Because that's roughly the only thing you don't have gooed, and the only thing you don't have a sound cue for. So if someone tries to come into a bathroom, these goo mines will get them. If somebody drops hatch, you're going to see that, and you're going to be able to gun them down from your position. And then if somebody tries to walk in from this doorway over here to your right, then you're going to hear that. And if someone tries to walk in through the doorway of the room you're in, then you're going to hear that. And if somebody tries to jump in through the window, you're going to hear that. So really, that doorway is the only real issue you got to deal with. I guess this goo mine. Let me go back a few frames. Okay, so this goo mine right here is bad. The reason it's bad is it's not going to do anything. Because if someone drops, they're going to drop roughly right here. They're going to drop underneath this hatch. And they're not going to be pushing forwards to this goo mine. They're going to be trying to look for a pick. So unless they just come sprinting this way, which isn't going to happen, the goo mine's useless. So it would have been better if you put it in the doorway right here, because that would tell you whether or not someone's coming through this doorway. You have the other the other door behind you gooed all. You have the door behind you gooed already, and you'll probably be able to hear someone coming in from there. So you can just hold an angle on this hatch right here, and if they drop, you get a kill.
One op 4 remaining.
You go no further, brother.
So this Zofia it guns you down from right here. You can know that based on these two goo mines right here, she could not have entered bathroom, which tells me that she most likely entered this doorway right here that you didn't have gooed. Now, I have no actual evidence of that, but that's what my gut is telling me. That she entered this doorway, walked her way over here, kind of maybe looked at bathroom a little bit, walked back, and then gunned you down. So really, that's why I'm saying you want to be trying to hold. That's why I kind of say this cubby area is good, because you're not going to expose yourself to this angle there. But then also you could be holding right here, because if you're holding behind here, there's no angle, so you don't have to worry about that. And then she also doesn't have an angle on here for you, or you could literally just be laying down right here, which I'm against that, because overall it is. You can get shot. Actually, no, I don't think you can get shot through this table, but you will. You're gonna make sound cues that tell you, "Hey, I'm laying down right here. Come get me." So, but really, this was just Zofia crouch walked into sight, most likely from the doorway, and gunned you down because of it. With Legion, you have to basically know how to use your goos effectively, where you really should have. What you should have done is, once you knew they weren't pushing from here, you get rid of this goo mine right here. Keep this one right here. Put one of them on the doorway here. Well, not the doorway. One on the rotate hole. One on the doorway. One underneath hatch. And then one on the door behind you. And if you do that, your side is basically locked down. And yes, that takes 5 goo mines. However, right now, if I'm looking at this, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you do have 5 goo mines. So you would be exposing yourself getting them back up. However, I also know you have another 2 over there. So you have 7 in total. You wouldn't even have to get these 2. You could just go for the other 2 over there where they're not even pushing from anymore.
You go no further, brother.
And you take. Oh, that was a Hibana, not a Zofia. I mean, doesn't change anything, but you kind of relaxed too early, and you were just like, it's 3v1, we'll win, and you get gunned. And then Clash comes in and kills him. So, okay, this I don't like. So, one. Okay, one, let's start with this. Glaz. Glaz is a very good operator. In fact, he is an absolutely broken operator in the right hands. However, most people at this level do not know how to effectively play Glaz. However, overall, it's an annoying pick, but it's an acceptable one. Blitz. This guy probably shouldn't be going Blitz. Blitz is basically he's basically a human drone, where that's his goal. He's a human drone, and if he runs in, kinda, and makes it so the enemy has to move out of positioning, your team can gun him down. That's kind of his job. Then Monty, kind of the same thing as Blitz, except he just stands in a corner menacingly, and really, Battle Eye shouldn't be going him unless he's a really good Monty main, which I doubt. IQ, that's an acceptable pick, however there are better ones on this map. Now if they're going like Legion, Alibi, Valkyrie all together, then Short and Echo all together, go IQ. You will literally be countering a large amount of their utility. However, then this is kind of what I don't like from you. I don't think I've seen you go a hard breacher once, and I'm not sure that's because you're just not comfortable with the role, or the operators, or the guns, I'm not sure. But if you're on border, and you see that you're not a hard breacher, 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 well, you're going to have to go hard breacher. You're going to have to be the one. And you may not want to go hard breacher, however, it's a necessary thing you have to do. So, next thing, don't zap with your Twitch drone. You were good at getting the Twitch drone out at least. However, that's half your utility right there. If you lose it, that's half of it gone.
Your drone has found a bomb. Insertion in 10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion. The diffuser has been secured. Proceed to bomb's location and defuse it. You must recover the diffuser.
Alright, so this is a little bit about your sensitivity, I want to say. Can I go slow-mo? I cannot go slow-mo. Damn. But if you look here, the issue with your aim is you went to here first, and then you corrected it to here. When you realized, oh hey, I spawned over here, you should instantly be able to lock onto here. And this should not be a hard thing to do that takes 2 movements to go from starting to here, then to there. That just shows me that you're not comfortable with your sensitivity when it comes to this range, and that's something you're going to have to work on.
Bomb's location and defuse it. You must recover the diffuser. The diffuser is now secured.
Then, one thing personally, I do not like going the way you did for several reasons. The first is you have this doorway right here you can get spawn killed from. You have 2 windows here and here you can get spawn killed from. And you have a door over here you can get spawn killed from. All of those are basically reasons not to spawn over here. However, and like the IQ gets gunned because she doesn't check those spawns. So what I prefer to do is, let me delete that. What I would say, what I prefer to do is I go down here. I'll go right here, throw my drone out to check whether or not this wall right here is open or not. If it's closed, I will run out, run down this trench, put a claymore on the door over here, at which point I then rappel up onto the wall, and I rappel up onto the wall. There's then a window on the west side of CCTV, this big room which everybody tries to enter, and that window you can contest, and you can fight a lot of CCTV on your own terms from there. So that's just what I prefer to do. and you don't have to worry as much about getting gunned from 4 different angles, like what happens to IQ. Now, the next thing you do is
Follow me.
you go down. So, with Border, there are mainly 2 attack. Well, there's basically 2 attack strats for every single site. You either take Office and take top control, and then if the bomb site's upstairs, congratulations, there you go. Or you take CCTV, and then you take the rest of top control, and then you push down if you have to. So either Office or CCTV should be the beginning of your push. And that's basically something that, and so like going through this doorway that you're trying to, people don't do that. And the reason they don't do that is it exposes you to many different angles while also giving you no real map control. See, if you could take above the A and the B bomb site, well, one, actually you can't really with this lineup, but with here, if you take the A or B bomb site, then, well, above it, then you should be able to, you should be running a buck. You can buck down, you can open up patches, you can then push the B bomb site, because once you have control, you can't hold, once you have top control, you cannot hold on top of the B bomb site. It is physically impossible because of the way, because of the angles. But you don't have a hard breacher, so you're kind of left to do just random things. And the thing is that random things are bad. They may work one time, but the majority of the time they're going to be the reason why you stay at a certain rank. And this right here is a random thing. So one, what the Monty and Blitz are doing, I don't know. They should not be pushing side on their own. They should be backing up their team, or your team should be backing up them, because with no hard breacher, you honestly, your strategy at this point should be to walk into sight. You should put basically the Monty and probably the IQ upstairs, or the Glaz and the Monty upstairs, and their goal is to contest anybody shooting down at the B bomb site from kill holes, and then the other 3 just go and bum rush the B bomb site. One, you say, okay, IQ, you take bomb, you're gonna plant. Blitz, you go to the rotate hold they have set up, and you just scare them, and then I'll hold the main door, and bam, we get the plant down and we win. However, your team is uncoordinated, and they're just all doing random things. So, next thing about your droning. You have absolutely no idea if anybody is in this room right here. You also have no idea if anybody is on these stairs right here, because you did not drone any of that stuff. You also don't know if anybody is over here in bathroom. Those are all things you missed on your drone.
Cover me, reloading.
You also don't know if anybody is holding behind this wall right here. So really, you're going in with half-assed droning, seeing if anybody's holding in the middle of an open area. Next. Wait, well, not next. I'll talk about that later. Well, actually no, we can talk about it now. So you should be trying to spend more time getting that Maestro cam. You can get an angle on it, and worst comes to, also next thing, you don't know if this room right here is clear. You don't know if any of this is clear. You're literally just walking in with no information besides under the main lobby is clear. That's it. That is all the information you have at this point. You don't know if the office is clear. You don't know if, I think it's customs is clear. You don't know if bathroom is clear. Tellers, you have no information. And that is bad. You have 2 drones. You need to be using them. You're exposing yourself to bathroom, and now you realize I don't know if anyone's in bathroom. Glass smokes it out. You're just face checking. You don't even see the giant rotate hold they have set up. So if someone was holding there, you would have gone gunned. And now this is what I don't like. You are at crouch level, aiming at crouch level. His head appears right here. And let's see. Yep, that's head level where his head appeared, where you're aiming, and he's probably aiming at your head right now because he's probably aiming at crouch level 2. However, if you were aiming at head level while you were standing up, you had a good chance of winning this gunfight. However, you miss your shots. The head was... Here, let me delete this. The head was roughly right here, and you aim right here. That tells me you are not comfortable with your sensitivity and you cannot make micro adjustments. See, you should be having issues making a micro adjustment from this point to this point, not from this point to this point. This is roughly 10 times the distance as this. So if you're overall, if you look, this right here is roughly your area of accuracy. You cannot hit anything accurately within this circle, and that is huge. You need to be able to hit your shots if somebody comes and peeks you at, well, really any time, but like this right here is exactly what you wanted as a Twitch. You're down in a 2 versus 4 situation. You want someone to peek you right here. You want them to. Because if they peek you, let's delete this. If they can peek you along this line and you're aiming at head level correctly, that's a kill for you. However, you can't control your sensitivity and you're not aiming at head level. And because of that, you get gunned.
One friendly operator remaining.
So that's on you. You can blame everything else on your teammates right there, but losing that gunfight, that was on you. See, and here. So if we look here, he is aiming at crouch level as well. If you were standing up, aiming at head level, you would have won this gunfight because the MP5, it got nerfed. It is terrible when it comes to body shots. You have the F2. It is literally, I think it's literally the best gun on offense. So you should win. You would win this fight if you weren't slow peeking, crouch walking everything. Now Glaz, he's in a 1v4. He's not going to win it. And this tells me Glaz can't control his shots either, because he's going do instead of da. Like, that's the fire rate you want to go for. You want to be firing your guns as fast as possible. The more bullets you send down range, the greater chance you have of killing the guy. Like, there's literally a saying of accuracy through volume, where if you have a machine gun that has 200 bullets and you send every single one of those 200 bullets, but you hit the enemy and kill him with just one of those bullets, then congratulations, you did your job. You may have taken 200 bullets, but you got the kill. And that's all you need. And then he gets gunned from the side. Yep.
We have been eliminated.
Okay, so you're going Legion. Now, let's start with the operator selection, because I don't like it. Okay, so let's start with this stuff. All right, you have a mute. It's a mute. I can't hate on this. Mute can do what, like, mute is a good operator choice. Then let me take a look at the LJP guy's stats. Okay, so LJP right now is 1 in 3. So LJP goes Vigil. Vigil is he's a fragging / roaming operator. He has a very high skill ceiling because if you don't know what you're doing with him, he's basically useless. His gadget's useless and his gun, it's good, but it's not amazing. So this guy should not be going Vigil. He should be going probably Cade, because if he can bring support to your team and can stop the enemy from getting hatches, that's huge if they're not running a Thatcher. Then you have a Clash. It's a Clash. Like, well, the thing is that I think this Clash was actually useful. So normally I would roast for the Clash, but overall, I think they know what they're doing and they're not being stupid with her. So this isn't a terrible, terrible pick. Now, if the enemy, if the enemy starts bringing, say, a bunch of grenades and Capital, then yeah, she's stupid. Get her gone. Doc he's going Doc so that he can frag, and you're going Legion because it's a comfort pick. Thing is, there's probably better operators you can go on this site, like Valkyrie for information, Pulse if you're playing below, Maestro for the information, and Good Gun. And if I pull up the list, I could probably say more, but I don't have it. But overall, really, 2 of these are decent picks. Well, 3 with your Legion. Maybe 4 depending on the Doc. But I don't think the Doc is fragging enough to warrant him. And Vigil, he should not be going Vigil. Oh wait, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. He switches to Frost. This is a stupid pick. You do not go Frost on this site. Frost is who you go if you're going to be baiting them to go through windows. Because if they have to jump through windows, and you can hold a crossfire on that, and they have to choose between either getting shot by a Frost or going down in a Frost mat and then getting shot by a Frost, then she has a use. But here, there's no use. Now let's see the overall setup you're going for. So, you're holding inside of customs, and you're getting your good old roaming stuff set up. Yeah. Barricading this is a bad idea because you want this open so that you can contest main door and flank anybody that comes from main door and tries to just walk into sight. You also can do runouts from main door and then fall back into here. However, with this just tells the enemy, hey, don't worry about this. It's safe. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I'm not tearing this thing down. You keep this thing up, it's going to be an impenetrable barrier. Now, okay, if you're going to be roaming, you do not want to be roaming in bathroom, especially if you have access to workshop when it is not the objective. Because if you can, because if you can hold inside a workshop, there's a lot more angles that you can hold from. Because if you put a rotate hole right here, and you goo the door there, goo the door there, and goo the door there, and goo the door behind you, then you have control of basically this entire area. And if they try and, say, go through this wall right here on the B bomb site, if they try and thermite through that, you can flank from bathroom and then go down that hallway to flank. If they try to just jump in the A window over here, then you can go to this window right here, jump out, and just do a run out and shoot them. You can also do a run out on the main door and shoot them. You can also tear down this main door, and from this door, the doorway of this site, roughly right here, you can get an angle onto the window. So overall, you're kind of limiting yourself into what you can do. Alright, so rotates down. Now you have a rotate hole, main door's open, and your team is now winning gunfights upstairs. Actually, no, that's not even upstairs, that's downstairs, I think. Please now throw this goo mine in this hallway. Okay, this is bad. You have a goo mine there, a goo mine there, and a goo mine there. If they go through this door, you know. If they go through this door, you know. And if they go through the hallway, you know. This goo mine is useless. That is a wasted goo mine. Okay, so LJP actually hits a shot. And then you hear the buck. Okay, so several things there. One, this is not head level, this is head level. So that line right there. 2, you are holding a very strange angle because you have no cover from this area right here. He's going to see your entire body. Then, you're leaning the wrong way. So basically, what you did... So here, here we go. So basically, see, he's leaning the right way because this is his body. He is leaning in a way that allows him to look around here and see you. However, you also need to be in that situation, but you decided to give it up. Instead, you're leaning to the left, which is putting your right side into his line of view before you see him. And so this is basically the equivalent of him coming around like this, where he's not going to see you for a delayed second, probably a half second, and that's going to loosen the gunfight. And you get gunned because of it. Then, let's see. Okay. Head level, right here, where you're aiming. Meaning you have to make the micro adjustment to do that. However, you end up hitting the neck because you don't have the muscle memory or the accuracy to actually do that. So you get gunned down. And that's what happened there. Now in the end, you win, I believe. Do you? Yes, you do. Okay. So now you're going Blackbeard now, which I think is a good choice based on the fact that you're not really hitting your shots with Twitch, and overall you're just losing gunfights at this point. So if you need help when it comes to winning gunfights, Blackbeard is a great operator. Mainly because he has a friggin' face shield that is completely stupid and broken. But hey, use what you can. Okay, so remember that time that you droned and you forgot to drone this area, the bathroom, the stairs, all that? Well, you're kind of doing the same thing, and you can probably assume that the stairs are clear, so don't worry about that. But you don't know if anyone's here. You don't know if anyone's here. You're trusting Arnett and BattleEye to come save you. Well, you're trusting on them that they droned it and it's safe. I would not be trusting that. So, shields are going first. Okay, so this is good on your part. So, this is something I see from you every once in a while, and normally only on Blackbeard. So the first thing you do is you check the angle here, you then check the next angle. And you go one by one. For this and everything, you check, so you check here, head levels here. Nope. Oh well, I tried. So you kind of go, okay, you jiggle this a little bit, you check this angle, then you're then checking this angle, you're doing it a little late, you're then checking this angle, and look, you're going one by one, and you're not exposing yourself to the angle over here, you're not exposing yourself to this doorway, you're going one by one, and this is very good. And then someone gets shot, and did I just... Dang, I'm really struggling here. Anyway, you go one by one. Not exposing yourself, your teammate gets shot. You're going to try and peek this guy, however you see this body here first. You gun him. You then re-peek. And then... Yes, so you re-peek. And now you're trying to push this guy in here. You see his shoulder. You can shoot through all of this, so tap fire through here. You have a chance of getting a kill. IQ got it. You check the angles. You figure out where your teammates are dying from. You hold the angle you're holding. You realize there's a better position you can be in. You're only exposed. Okay, one, I would say you want to be standing with Blackbeard, mainly because it's possible for them to shoot over your shield and get a headshot on a pixel of it. But other than that, like, you're using this railing for cover. You're not exposing yourself unnecessarily. You're waiting for him to come to you, and you gun him the fuck down. Basically, if you can do what you just did in that one round, every round, you're gonna win a lot of games because you're actually supporting your teammates in ways that they need it. Like, look at this. So you support your teammates, you gun down the Legion here. It's like, oh, my teammates are pushing. Okay, I'm gonna go support them. Gotta go support. Gotta make sure they don't get shot back. Check angle, check angle, check angle. Was that buddy being shot? Okay, I'm gonna peek. Okay, there's a kill. What's that? I saw another guy. I need to go help my buddy. I can't put on a new shield. I can't reload. I gotta go take that fight. And, I mean, it's glitching now. Why is this glitching? Oh, well. Like, oh, I'm gonna go support my buddy. Oh, he's dead? Okay, now I'm gonna go for this next guy. What's this? I fucking light his world up. I just fuck this guy. And if you do that, that wasn't anything amazing. That wasn't amazing aim on your part. That was just you backing up your teammates. And you won dominantly there. Like, legitimately, if your Thermite and Monty didn't just die to the Mozzie, you would have probably won and gotten 4 kills, 0 death. Your team would have 4. It's a 4v1, and you would have maybe lost 1, but you could have easily refragged, and that was dominance because you, as Blackbeard, picked off the Legion, helped pick off the Rook, and then killed the Mozzie. So that was just good on your part. Literally, you do this and you can do well. And that's really it.